Hello and welcome to my top 10 Gundams slash mobile suits from Gundam Wing. In this list I will be counting down what I think are the best slash most powerful mobile suits from Gundam Wing. There are a few criteria that I will be using on this list. Number 1, only one-off suits will be considered, no mass-produced units. Number 2, I will be taking into account armour materials, armaments, mobility, etc. to determine a suit's placing. And number 3, I will be using the upgraded version of the Operation Meteor Gundams in this list, as that is when they were at their most powerful, with the exception of the Wang Gundam as it was never upgraded. With all that out of the way, let's get to it. Number 10, the V8. The V8 was made as a pair with its brother unit, the Mercury, to be better than the Gundams that attacked Oz. Both suits were made from Gundanium alloy, which made them very durable. The V8 was designed as a purely offensive mobile suit, as its main and only weapon was a large beam cannon that was arguably as powerful as the Wing Gundam's Buster Rifle. Although this beam cannon was connected to a backpack mounted generator which gave it practically unlimited shots. Unfortunately, this is also its downside, as the beam cannon is the V8's only weapon, making its combat versatility non-existent. The V8 isn't as mobile as other faster suits, so if someone could manage to get up close to it, then it would probably get destroyed, as it has no close quarters defense weapons whatsoever, and using the big cumbersome beam cannon at that closer range is very impractical, and it's for those reasons that I put the V8 at the number 10 spot. Number 9, the Gundam Sandrock. The Sandrock is a close range melee focused mobile suit piloted by Katra. Let's list the positives. Made from Gundanium, which makes it extremely durable. Its shuttles or swords are made from Gundanium also, and therefore they do not run the risk of running out of power or being blocked by an energy shield. It has 2 powerful shoulder mounted missiles and a beam submachine gun for medium range combat. Now let's talk about the negatives. Compared to other melee focused Gundams, the Sandrock isn't as fast or as mobile, which can be its downfall, as enemies could dodge its attacks and keep their distance, making the Sandrock really ineffective. Again, its limited arsenal makes its versatility in combat very limited. Against most mass-produced suits, the Sandrock would do okay, but compared to the suits that are higher up in this list, it wouldn't fare too well in my opinion, and that's why the Sandrock is at number 9. Number 8, the Gundam Heavy Arms. The Heavy Arms has extreme firepower, and that's about it. It really should be used as a hit and run suit, as it is really effective at getting in there and destroying stuff quickly. So in terms of mass destruction and large enemy engagements, the Heavy Arms is excellent. But it's not really effective for sustained combat, as it tends to run out of ammo quickly, as we've seen happen constantly to Troa. Its beam Gatling guns are very powerful and can even damage Gundanium alloy with sustained fire, but up against targets with beam shields or even very fast units, it can be a little harder to deal with. It's not as mobile as other suits, and its close range combat options aren't as effective as others. The combat knife is cool, but you have to get really, really close to use it, and if it wants to use its beam saber, it has to detach its left forearm, which means it loses its shield and its left side is left completely open. And it's because of this I have to put it at number 8. Still a very good mobile suit, just not the best of the best. Number 7, the Mercury. The Mercury and its brother unit, the V8, were made to work as a pair, one focused on offense and the other focused on defense. Despite this, the Mercury is the better of the two suits, as it has a more versatile set of armaments. First off, it has its Crush Shield, which is essentially a mobile suit's version of a Scottish Targe, which was a shield with a spike or blade in the middle. The Mercury's Crush Shield has a large yellow beam blade in the middle of the shield, which makes it very effective in close combat. It also has a small beam pistol for close to medium range, but its most unique weapon are its planet defensors. These are 10 remotely controlled disc-shaped objects that can emit a powerful beam shield around it. The defensors can emit a 360 degree shield around the Mercury, which is powerful enough to block a shot from Wang Zero's twin Buster Rifle, a weapon that is powerful enough to destroy a colony with a single shot. The Mercury is a very good mobile suit, and in terms of defense, it's probably one of the best defense mobile suits in the entire franchise. But in terms of offense, it hasn't got the best selection, and that's why I put it down here at number 7. Number 6, the Wang Gundam. The Wang Gundam, in my opinion, is the best of the Operation Meteor Gundams sent to Earth. It's extremely mobile in both space and on Earth. Its firepower is impressive, with its Buster Rifle being able to take out multiple suits or even ships with one shot. It's also got shoulder and head mounted Vulcan guns and a beam saber for close range combat, as well as a large shield which could be used as a weapon. And it is also one of the few mobile suits that can transform into a mobile armor mode, making it able to fly. It is an extremely well-rounded mobile suit and very powerful compared to what was available at the time. But as the war went on, more mobile suits came out that were more powerful and could defeat the Wang Gundam. Again, very good. Very, very good mobile suit. Just not as good as the other suits ahead of it on this list. Number 5, the Tong Ease. The Tong Ease is the original mobile suit in the Gundam Wing timeline, and all other mobile suits trace their lineage to this suit. Despite being so old compared to modern suits, it is still very powerful. It has a powerful beam cannon which can destroy most suits in one shot, has 2 beam sabers stored in its shield, and its most useful feature was its tremendous speed. This allowed the Tong Ease to move around the battlefield extremely fast and be able to avoid enemy fire, whilst also being able to get in close with its beam sabers if it needed to. Unfortunately, the speed is also a negative, as we see in the show that it nearly kills Zex the first time he piloted it, and actually killed the test pilot. It is a difficult suit to pilot and it takes time to fully master. The Tong Ease is also made from titanium alloy instead of the vastly superior Gundanium alloy, which means it's not as durable as the other suits on this list. A very impressive suit. The Tong Ease is actually my favourite non-Gundam mobile suit from the entire franchise. Just not as good as the others on this list. Number 4, the Gundam Deathscythe Hell. One of the 2 Gundam suits that were upgraded in secret on Ozzy's moon base by the 5 Gundam scientists. The Deathscythe is a massive fan favourite, and for a good reason. I mean, look at it. Again, this is a suit based solely on melee combat, with its main weapon being an impressive dual blade beam scythe, fitted with a rocket booster to make its attacks even more powerful. Its shield has also been upgraded, looks wise, but still operates pretty much the same. But its biggest innovation, compared to its original, is its active cloak. Its cloak acts as extra armour, which is resilient enough to take shots from the V8's beam cannon, and also boosts its mobility. But most impressively, it allows the Deathscythe to become practically invisible to the human eye and to mobile suit sensors and radar due to its hyperjammer. An amazing suit. The only reason it isn't higher is because of its limited armament, but still it more than deserves its place at number 4. Number 3, the Ultron Gundam. The second Gundam to be upgraded in secret on the moon. Of all the original Gundam suits that got upgraded, the Ultron got the biggest overhaul. It now has 2 dragon fangs, meaning that both of its arms can extend with enough force to tear its way through armour, and if that wasn't enough, then the powerful flamethrowers could also be used. This new backpack gave it wings, which improved its speed and mobility, and it also housed a very powerful beam cannon which is styled after a scorpion's tail. Its main melee weapon is a twin beam trident, which, when not used, was stored on the wings to charge, and it has its fighting sight, a system which calculates an enemy's weak points. The Ultron is an extremely well-rounded mobile suit. It has a weapon for every range, close, medium, long. I sometimes feel Wu Fei and the Ultron Gundam don't get the fan respect it deserves, but I think that's mainly because the show focuses on him the least. But nonetheless, the Ultron is an extremely powerful mobile suit. The only reason it isn't higher is because it lacks a certain system that the suits 1 and 2 has, which, if the Ultron did have that certain feature, then it would definitely be at the number 2 spot. Number 2, the Ebion Gundam. The Ebion Gundam is a beast. If there was an award for most savage Gundam of all time, then the Ebion would definitely win that prize. The Ebion is a dueling mobile suit, as its main armaments are melee weapons. It has a shield which has a powerful heat rod built into it. This chain whip-like weapon can be used to grab opponents' weapons away from them, or it could also be used as a powerful offensive weapon, as the whip could be superheated, making it able to easily cut through armour and not be affected by energy shields. But its main weapon is its mighty beam sword. This impressive weapon is plugged straight into the Ebion's main reactor, meaning the power output of this sword could be increased to insane levels. being powerful enough to destroy a battle station in one strike. It was extremely fast and agile, allowing for it to strike multiple targets in the blink of an eye. It could transform into a dragon mode, allowing it to fly in atmosphere for long distances. But its main feature was its altered Zero system, called creatively the Ebion system. Like the Zero, the system could calculate every scenario of a battle and feed that data directly into the pilot's mind, showing them the path to victory. Unfortunately, it also showed them the scenarios where they would lose, and it was up to the pilot to separate victory from defeat. Another side effect is that all this raw data streaming into the pilot's mind would manifest themselves as illusions, which could cause the pilot to go insane if they aren't mentally strong enough. But one feature that the Ebion system had that the Zero didn't is that it would show you the face of the enemy pilot as you killed them. But if a pilot could master the system, then they would practically be unbeatable. A monster of a machine. The Ebion is undoubtedly the second best suit in the show, falling short only due to its limited armament, which is the downfall of many suits on this list. And also because the number one spot suit is, well, number one. Wang Zero. Was there any doubt it would be this guy? The Wang Zero is not only the strongest suit in the series, but one of the most powerful suits in all of Gundam. The scientists who made the Tong Ease found out about Ozzy's plans and decided to fight against them. They decided they would create a mobile suit that would dwarf any other suit Oz could make in terms of power, armour and speed. What they came up with was the Wang Zero. However, they all deemed the Zero too dangerous to be made, so instead they all took a copy of the blueprints, each to their own respective colonies, and over the next 15 years they would create their own Gundams based off of the old Wang Zero design. The Wang Zero finally saw the light of day when Katra, who was a little wrecked with grief at the time, found the original blueprints for the Zero and constructed it to be a powerful weapon to use against Oz and the colonies. Let's start off with armaments. The Wang Zero has two powerful Vulcan cannons stored in its shoulders. These guns could shred through most armour and would be used when the Buster Rifle couldn't. More on that in a bit. It also housed two beam sabers in each of its shoulders for close range combat, but its main weapon was its powerful twin Buster Rifle. This gun could destroy a colony in one shot. One shot! And it could be split into two separate Buster Rifles for multi-target engagements. It could transform into a Neo Bird mode for in-atmosphere flight, atmospheric re-entry and long-distance flights, and it was equipped with its namesake system, the Zero system. As I explained previously, this system could predict every outcome of a battle, but with added troubles such as hallucinations. But if the pilot could master the Zero system, as Zex and Hero did, then they would be almost unstoppable, as they would be able to see their enemies' moves before they could even make them, which sounds somewhat familiar. All of these things combined with the immense speed and the Gundanium alloy made the Wang Zero the most powerful suit in all of Gundam Wing, to the point where some would call it overpowered, and rightly so sometimes. It could easily defeat every other suit on this list, with the exception of the Ebion and the Ultron. Those victories wouldn't be as easy as the others, but rest assured, it would still win. That is my list. Agree? Disagree? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know, as I would like to do a list like this on other Gundam series. So please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.